our chat after Sheryl talked and also during the panel. And now it is my pleasure to do the intro for Sheryl Thingvold. So as Senior Advisor for Health Interest Services at Mars, Sheryl supports the medical device and diagnostic companies. She has extensive experience in medical device field, including experience working with MR at NRC. She joined the Toronto startup community with a position at Sentinel Medical, where she developed radio frequency coils for MRI breast imaging and biopsy applications, and assisted in scaling operations in the advance of sale of the company to Hologic, my company, for $85 million in 2010, and this was one of the successful exits in the Toronto area. Most recently, Sheryl is with the one of the founding members of the very famous Synaptive Medical, and a company focusing on developing, commercializing medical device to support neurosurgery. And after working on the product side, she later undertook marketing and strategy functions for the company. Sheryl has a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering from, and also a Master of Management Science from University of Waterloo. Speaking on forces and trends in medical device innovation, please welcome Sheryl.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Yuan, for the introduction. Maybe I should just quickly check that everyone can hear me okay.
I can hear you
great.
Okay, I was like, that's not a good sign. Dead air. Okay, so as Yuan mentioned, yes, I will be talking about forces and trends in medical devices today. So I realized as I was preparing for this talk that, I've given a similar one in the past, and really I realized that there's really no way of talking about medical devices or healthcare for that matter without discussing the pandemic. We have seen the vast effects of the pandemic in our society, the effects of the virus itself, and further to that, the destabilization of our economies and social infrastructures. However, I will limit the discussion here today to the impacts on our healthcare system and further to that, the medical device industry. They are not all positive, to be sure. We've seen hospitals going out of business south of the border. Medical device companies are struggling in the ecosystem to stay afloat. However, crisis has been known to birth innovation. Oops, sorry. Let's get this. There we go. Okay. So for a little bit of fun, I realize maybe this is my version of fun, so apologies if it's not. But to kick things off, I thought we could talk a little bit about pandemics past. It has become a little bit colloquial knowledge as of late. However, I find it is interesting to look at them from the perspective of innovation and what sort of came out of those crises in the past. So first, we have smallpox, which hit North America in the early 1700s. While I was researching this subject, I came across a lot of images of people with smallpox, and it is a really unpleasant disease, horribly disfiguring. It did, however, give us variolation, and further to that, we discovered vaccinations. So initially, a physician would, I'll say courageously, take a bit of pus from an infected patient, and on a healthy person, they'd make an incision and put the material in, and they realized that this would give immunization to the disease. Further to that, there was a physician in the UK named Edward Jenner, and he realized that there were children that had been exposed to cowpox, and they seemed to have their own immunity. So he started doing this variolation